Right. Hey there, guys. So basically, I thought of basically I've decided to share these five learnings up, you know, with you guys, just so that it's almost like it's like a more kind of like a me sharing or giving some value out to you, and really working on basically making sure that I have a very regular connection and a mindset of giving, um, and that's becoming more and more stronger with every passing day. So today's today's learnings. First one is that I've come across, and this is my 15-year-old cousin who is a part of my team, and we basically make sure that we get ourselves involved in being accountable, and he basically reports back to me on what he picked up to make sure that he's picking up the right teaching and constantly working on having the mindset of going forward with a more constructive with more constructive paradigms of thinking. Remember, paradigms play a big part in determining how we perceive things in life. So first teaching is vision the end result before it happens. Vision the end result, which means that just always focus on the end goal before it happens. So don't wait for it to, don't shoot in the dark. Make sure that you have a clear vision of the day, which would basically pretty much explain or pretty much that day, guys, that day. You're getting what I'm saying. You know the day, what it looks like when you see full success. The next teaching is the end of the day story is an amazing one. If you'll take control and write it, right? So what that means is make sure you're writing your story. Make sure you're writing your story to kind of put it in the subconscious, that becomes part of your conscious mind, uh, that it's the reality which is about to happen. And then the nature will conspire to make sure that odds are always in your favor and things are happening to make that your reality. Building a team allows you to increase volume, and increased volume increases momentum. The times we live in and the amount of resources around us, if we are very objective about things, we do need to work as part of the team. The reason for that is more gets done, and with the amount of resources available and the whole pace at which things are moving, you're just able to cover many more bases and not have to spread yourself out too thin. And if you got like-minded individuals on board who are always focused on creating that one reality as part of a whole, it's just going to make your own determinations much more real and cut on the time span that you might think it's going to take you to get there. Accountability is a result of commitment. How much truth is there? So what that basically means that commitment is going to ensure that accountability is a result of commitment. So when you're committed, you're going to be committed and you're going to be accountable to yourself and to your team. If you're a part of a team, you're going to make sure that tasks that you set yourself, it's like my cousin making sure that each day he sends me these 5 teachings. So that's a part of us, part of accountability, part of commitment. When he does this, I know he stays committed. So this is the thing, for you to prove to yourself that you are accountable. Commitment has to be translated into action. Focus on a volume strategy. So your business works turnkey and systematically. Focus on a volume strategy so your business works turnkey and systematically. Okay, so what that means is that there should be a process by which you decide how much gets done, and how it's going to get done, how much gets done, and how it's going to get done. And that will create a method to your own approach, attitude, and that'll bring in a system in play. And remember, guys, when it becomes systemized, it's duplicatable. That's what we're after. Any business that's going to thrive over a period of time and actually create a system that will result in success needs to be duplicated so that anyone coming in or looking in can say that, yes, this business or this model has longevity in it. Build volume, stability, and profitability, and the checks will roll in. Right? So checks, money, money, money. But firstly, building volume through systemization will bring in stability and profitability. Because once stability arrives, because there's a constant flow of clients, for example, constant flow of leads in your business, that will ensure that money rolls in, because then you've got a system that's super capable, right? As entrepreneurs, we're always looking at being able to have some sort of certainty in place within our business, within our income. And that's why building volume is important, because once the volume is developed, you can then bring in the stability by knowing or predicting to some extent what you're going to bring in. And hence why it's going to result in profitability and a constant flow of revenue. Right, guys, that's what I will leave it at today. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope this has been of value to you. Take care.